get started in chair yoga. I'm Mindy. Such a pleasure to see everyone. Thank you for leaving your cameras on. That way I can see you and you can see each other. We're back in community with each other. All right, we'll start in our seated mountain pose where your feet are on the floor. You can feel all of your toes against the floor. You feel the toe ball mound and the heel. And then from there, we'll sit up nice and tall. Nice. Just roll the shoulders back and down. The beauty of our yoga practice is that it just gives us space. It gives us time to sit and to settle in and to connect with our movement, connect our movement and our breath. So today we're going to use breath exercises to aid in calming and stilling our minds. And then we're going to take it up a notch and we're going to do some fancy footwork. We're going to end up with some finger dexterity exercises. So for the hands, the mobility in the fingers and the hands. So thanks for joining me for this next hour of fun. In class, we'll begin by just getting settled in and rooted. So let's feel our feet again, take a little peek at them, see if they're parallel to each other. Then we'll sit up really tall and move the breath into the body so that the belly rises as you inhale. Pull in and up on the exhale. And settling in, maybe move a little bit forward or back, wherever you feel the most supported. We just don't want to slump into our bucket seat, right? We want to be in a position that allows us to sit up very tall and just feel the length of the spine, the lift and the energy of the spine as we sit up. We'll root through our hips, we'll ground through our feet. The feet are about hips distance apart now. Legs are supporting our seat. Pelvis tucks and tilts. So maybe just a little scoot forward, a couple of little scoots, hands on the hips, and we'll rock back into the back part of the sit bones, and then roll forward to the front of the sit bone. And we'll take this into a tuck and roll it forward into a tilt. So it's going to be almost like a little cat and a cow just for the lumbar spine, just for low back. So upper chest and back are staying pretty tall. But I like for us to rock forward and shift back so that we feel a nice stretch in the back. And then when we come forward, we're going to feel strength. Good. So we're exaggerating, tucking, and tilting. Nice way to release tension in the low back. But it also is very beneficial to find what we call neutral pelvis, neutral spine, where you're either tucking or tilting. So let's make this smaller and smaller until you're somewhere just in between the two. So you're centering right on the middle of the sit bone. That's your neutral pelvis. From there, neutral spine. And then again, roll the shoulders back and down. Good. And then a big breath in and a big breath out. Good. Eyes come to a very nice soft gaze. You could close your eyes or look down toward the floor. Hands can be in any position. Palms facing down, that's grounding. Palms face up is a little more open and receiving, whichever suits you. Taking a moment to pause and connect with our breath. Recognizing when we're breathing in and when we're breathing out. It's something the autonomic nervous system does for us all day long. And it's not until we maybe get moving too quickly and our breath speeds up or we catch our breath that we even really notice that we're breathing, right? But right now we want to pay attention to it. Really notice when the breath comes in the body and when it leaves. So it's just the simple art of experiencing the breath. And notice when we pay attention to the breath, we might instinctively begin to want to lengthen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. So draw a deeper breath in through the nose. Allow it to reach all the way down to the bulk of the belly. And then exhale out and feel the texture of the breath out. So maybe when we inhale, feel the coolness and the lightness of the breath. And as we exhale, feel the warmth and the depth to it. Inhale, you can visualize the breath being light. And exhale, there's a bit of depth to the breath out. Inhale deeply. And exhale out. Nice. Now we're going to take both hands to the heart, one hand on top of the other. And just pausing here for a moment of acceptance here. Accepting our starting point, wherever that might be, self-acceptance. This grows with practice. We just want to grow some and cultivate some acceptance for our bodies here. Just the way they are, without judgment. And as we start to move the body in various poses, I invite you to move mindfully with awareness, embracing your own unique limitations, enabling the brain the opportunity to create new pathways between the mind and the body. And from this place, we're going to take the arms out and stretch nice and wide. We'll feel that stretch across your chest. And then exhale, hands come back to the chest. And we're going to tuck the chin down toward the hands. Inhale, float the arms up nice and wide, and then maybe lift your chin and a light little back arch in the upper back. And then exhale, opposite hand on top, depress the chin toward the chest. And then inhaling, opening, looking up, gaze up, heart up. Exhale, depress the chin, fold. Inhale, open, stretch. Exhale, fold and round, stretch the back of the neck. Good, a couple more on your own. Make sure you're matching movement with breath. Float your big eagle's wings out, really open there. And then this time, exhaling, hands by your side so that we can shoulder roll up, back, and around. Making sure everything feels nice and smooth and loose. And then we'll reverse the direction of our shoulder rolls, creating some synovial fluid release, some flexibility, mobility. And then hands to our lap. So with shoulders rolled back and down, we have this tall posture. Feet flat against the floor. We're going to work with our eyes. Let's start looking down at the bridge of our nose, almost like you become cross-eyed. And then look straight in front of you as far as you can see. And then one more time, look down at the bridge of your nose. And then far out in front of you. And again, look down the bridge of your nose. And then as far in front of you as you can. Now we're going to take our left thumbnail right out in front of us. Let's look at the thumbnail. So we have a little, it's a distance, but not quite so far, as far away as you can, right? And then take your gaze as far away as you can, and then back to your thumbnail. And then shift out the far corners of the room, and then look back at your thumbnail. Far away in the distance, back to your thumbnail. One more time, look far away, and back to your thumbnail. Super job. Now we're going to have the focus back at the tip of our nose. Hand comes to our lap, but this time we're going to take the tip of the nose up to 12. And then we're going to take the tip of the nose down to 6 o'clock. Excellent job. Let's take it back up to 12. And then tip of the nose down toward 6, gaze down. One more time, straight line up to 6. And then one more time, straight down, line down. Or straight up to 12 and down to 6, sorry about that. Now we're going to take it up toward what would be 1 o'clock, and then over to 7. Let's try that one more time. Take your nose up to 1 o'clock on the clock, and over to 7. Good job. Now take it to where it'd be 2 and 8. Good. 2 o'clock and 8, and you might feel some nice stretching and hear some crunching in there. Now let's try the mobility. Let's go 3 and 9. Good job. Turn your nose 3 and 9. Super job. Now we're going to go down toward, would be like 4 o'clock and then up to 10. So filter your nose down to 4 and up to 10. Nice. Now go 5 o'clock And then 11. Do that again. 5 o'clock and 11. Let's go 3 and 9 again. 3 and 9. All these interesting angles for the neck, just loosening it all up. Let's go back through center, take it, tip of the nose down toward 6, and then tip of the nose up toward 12. One more time, straight down to 6, up to 12. Now when we're at 12, we're gonna pause here, and we're gonna go clockwise. So let's go through each hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way back and around, all the way up, back to 12, then pause and go counterclockwise. 11, 10, 9, 8, down to 6, back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and 12 o'clock. And then come right back through center. We're going to inhale, float the arms straight out in front of us, a tall spine, and then exhale, float them down the side. Good. Inhale, tall spines, tall arms, lift up. Ooh, nice. And exhale, float back down. Inhale, beautiful floating arms overhead. And then exhale back down. We're going to add on to that. So we'll inhale, take them out straight in front of us, get tall in our spine. And then exhale into like a little W shape, like Popeye arms here. And then inhale, straight back up. Now exhale, press through some imaginary water on the way back down. And inhale, arms out in front of us. Get tall, exhale, pull down. Inhale, press back up. Palms face away from you and press through that imaginary water. Again, arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, hug elbows toward the ribs. And then inhale, shoot your wings back up. Exhale, hands all the way back down. Now this time we're going to inhale and float the arms up. Adding on, exhale, we have the W shape. Inhale, reach arms up. Left arm's going to come down and right arm over in lateral flexion. Excellent job. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, our W shape. Pull it down. Inhale, shoot it back up. This time, left arm down, right arm up and over. Oh, great job. Inhale up. Nice. And then exhale, float the arms all the way back down. Shoulder rolls. Loosen that up. We're going to do that again. We're just going to take the W portion out of it. Those lateral flexions are so healthy for our spine. So let's take that up and overhead. Nice work. Now go ahead and just take the left hand down toward the floor and right arm up and over. Big reach and stretch. Root through the sit bone. Stretch through your hands. Good. Arms up. Reach tall. And then take up to the other side. Oh, big breath right here. So if you have one lung, armpit to hip stretch. Now arms up. And we're going to start circling our wrists and maybe hearing some clicking. Notice the direction you chose to spiral your hands. Notice that direction because we're going to take it in the opposite direction back up. So pause, find your opposite direction and start cycling your way, spiraling your way back overhead. Good, all the way up. And then just hands touch overhead and meet at the heart. Excellent job. Now from here, I want you to take just your fingers, tap your fingers together, spread them wide. So thumb, tip, index, each finger pad touching, and then just press, 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 like we do namaste hands, but it's just the tips of your fingers. And we're going to take them off to one side and the other without twisting. Just really press, and this is going to strengthen in our hands and our arms and our forearms. Take that off side to side. Good, just feel that stretch. Good work. Now we're going to take the whole hand together and we're going to open it up. So take the backs of the hands. So where you feel pinky nails, ring nails, all the nails touching. Good. Now stretching here, not forcing anything, but go back and forth here. That's a bit of a challenge, I know. Try to keep elbows down. It's a wonderful way to stretch through your carpal tunnel area, through your wrists. Again, don't force anything, just take it side to side. Now, Take your hands down toward your lap, palms touch, open the book, down toward your lap. So we're taking backs of the hands together and then palms together. And we're gonna float this toward our body, away from our body. This one can be challenging. Do the best you can. This is a bit of, the more you practice it, the easier it gets. I know taking the backs of the hands can be a real brain challenge as well. So that's why we do it several times. It will catch up with us. Now we're going to take just the backs of the hands together. Our lotus flower is going to dip in the water. So take your fingertips toward me and then toward yourself. Just float that back and forth. Really nice, interesting angles for the wrists. Now you're going to take that away from you and then toward you. So it's the opposite of what we were doing. It's still backs of the hands and then palms, but you're spiraling them in the opposite direction than you were the first time. Good. So go out away and then pull back in. Wrist and elbow joints getting lubricated. Spiral it in and out, and then back to the heart. Good job. Let's come a little bit more forward of our chair. Slightly different sun sounds than we're used to, just to keep our brains thinking. So listen for some little different cues. We're going to inhale and take the arms up, palms together. Arms will come all the way up. So as the arms come up, we're going to lift so tall. And then come to our cactus arms. This we're familiar with. We are going to lean forward, that 45-degree angle. So pull the low belly in. We're going to lengthen through our spine. Good. Now we're going to just come right back up with hands to the heart. Good job. Take the hands up, reach up, look up, and then exhale, pull the hands back to your heart again. Good job. It's a little half sun salutation. Inhale, reach the arms high and grow tall in your spine. Now find your cactus arms and then lean. So exhale is a beautiful safe space, heads above the heart, long spines. Take it in breath. Good. Come on back, hands to the heart. We're going to re-extend them overhead and think about getting long from your tailbone to your fingertips. And then exhale the hands back to the heart. Let's add on a little bit to this. So inhale, reach the arms. Good. Exhale, let's come into the cactus position and then lean that forward. So you have the option of staying right here halfway, or lower your chest to your thighs, or place your hands down toward your ankles there, shins. Then come up halfway again, pull your elbows way back, and then exhale and fold. Good. Now inhale, take the arms up, 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 look up, reach up. And then exhaling, hands back to your heart. Good job. Let's keep the hands here and shoot them back up again. Tall spines from tail to the fingertips. Find your cactus, lean. Tummies pull in and up. You can stay halfway. Rest your chest on your thighs or come all the way forward. Come on up with these nice big eagle's wings. Pull them back, nice. And then again, come halfway or all the way back in. Good job. Inhale, take the arms overhead, look up, reach up. And then exhale, hands just float back at the heart space. Nice job. Now we're going to interlace our hands, just weave your hands together, and we're going to take our roller coasters. Good. Remember how they danced in the 70s like this as a disco with their arms? Try to lead with your elbow. So pick the elbow up and lower it back down. Try not to lead with the hands. I think it makes it a little easier. You can press your fingers into the backs of your hands. All right. And then challenging is to go backwards because we pretty much know what the brain is familiar with and we go to that the first time, right? So go the opposite way and challenge your brain a bit. And then you can take it out in front of you. Oh my word. And then off to the side. There's a lot of joint action going on here. A lot of fluid being released. This helps with arthritis. Moving through the shoulders, the wrists, the elbows. Yeah, just wiggle around in there. Like one of those air socks, right? All right, now let's take our genie arms. We place one arm on top of the other. Our elbows are in line with our shoulders. We'll sit tall. Take an in-breath here. Exhale, we'll twist off to the right. Look over the right shoulder. We inhale through center. And then exhale, rotate to the left. Again, inhale, center, face me. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale on the rotation. Nice. Now inhale again. This time though, right arm's gonna open and stretch. Beautiful job. Come back through center. Inhale. Exhale, take the left arm with you. Good. Inhale. Left arm stays, right arm opens. Nice. Come back center. Inhale. Exhale, left arm open. Now we're going to come back through center and both arms open up wide. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate and open both arms. Good. Inhale, center. It's like you're opening up for a big hug. Inhale, center. Really rotate, open that up. Nice work. Let's just relax those arms. I know shoulders are getting tired, aren't they? So maybe a little shiggle, shake and wiggle. And then arms come here. We're going to take genie arms overhead and toward our rib cage. If you only can come up a little bit here, that's fine, or maybe about to where your eyebrows are. Just lift and lower as high as your shoulders will allow. If you have a healthier side, it's going to send neural pathways to the injured side to right along with it, but always honor that little weaker side. Yeah, we don't want to force it into pain. We're working on range of motion. Lift and lower. One more. Good. Now just let the arms be free all the way to the sides. We're going to get a little shake. We're going to come forward of our chair because I'd like for you to take the arms up and overhead, reach tall, and then exhale, interlace the hands behind you without back bending. So remember when we were tucking and tilting, and then we found neutral pelvis? Find neutral pelvis. I don't want you to tilt and swing forward of your sit bones. That really tenses the spine. We want to open here. We have a lot of play in the pelvis, not so much here. This is tight, tight, tight. So neutralize here and then open through your chest. Breathe. Good job. Try not to go into a back bend. Draw the low belly in and up. Good. And then release that. I recommend taking that at least once, right in the middle of the day. If you found yourself sitting like this, that just helps open everything up and it feels good, doesn't it? Now we have some patternings. This is where our fancy footwork starts, first seated, and then we're going to take it standing. So I think it's easier to start while we're seated. Let's start with the right leg. And we're going to maybe have our hands on our hips or our thighs, whichever is more comfortable. Right leg is going to tap out and tap back in, and then left leg taps out, taps back in. So this one is a little bit of a range challenge, but what we're also doing is strengthening our hips for better balance. Hip mobility and hip strength is so key for balance. Good job. So we're just stepping out, stepping back in. Try to keep your knee right over the ankle as you step out and step in. Excellent work. Out and back in. Pretty easy so far, right? Now let's pause there and see, can we add arms with that? Let's try the left side first and then we'll add the arms. Let's go left, in, and right. Good. So it's out, in, sit so tall so we have that neutral pelvis, neutral spine. That's why we found that at the beginning, so we can carry it all through class. Let's do that one more time to each side. Good. Now we're going to go back to the right side and see if we can add in the arms. So here we go. We're going to go right and left. Good. So we're progressing arms and legs. Good. We always get the feet first, right? Excellent job. One more time. We're going to go right, left. Now tap and go left and right. Good work. Good job switching sides like that. So the brain is working using both sides of the body. Good. One more to each side. Now we're gonna tap here, we're gonna do our alternate. So it looks like this, we're gonna use our arms first. It goes right, left, tap, left, right, tap, right, left, tap, left, right, tap, right, left, tap, left, right, tap, right, left, tap, left, got it? Right, tap one more time, right, left, tap, left, right, tap. Excellent job with that. That was a lot of brain work and a lot of hip work, so good for you. Let's just take a moment to grab some water and let all the steam from our ears clear out, right? Along with back work, or hip work, that was a lot of back work as well. So I want us to take a nice stretch. So let's take legs out nice and wide. We're gonna add on a big stretch overhead. So let's take that out to a V stretch. Really get nice and wide. Now we're gonna come back to tucks and tilts. So as you exhale, make that W, tuck and round, tummies firm. And then inhale, take the cow. Good, exhale, there's your cat. And inhale, cow. So if there's any tension from lifting the leg out to the side like that, my hope is that now it's getting nice and released. But we're gonna add in some core strength. So tummies pull in tight and then let them relax. Good, exhale and inhale. Imagine pulling pulleys and then extending big. Good, exhale and inhale. Strengthen the belly, energy in the spine. One more, pull in energy and reach up. And now we're gonna stretch. So take those legs out. Let's take our left shoulder, crisscross it over. And now this left hand, not on your knee, on that medial tendon, a little higher on the flesh of your inner thigh. Press your straight arm into your thigh and start opening up the adductor and your low back we just used. Woo. So take your left shoulder diagonally down towards your right knee. Press on the leg, not on your knee. Open that up in the inner thigh muscle. Press and lengthen it. Push. Good. Come on up. Place your hand on the meat of the thigh, not your knee, and crisscross over. Opposite shoulder presses toward the knee. Notice where you feel that stretch. So stretch in the inner thigh. Really press it. Good job. We're going to do it one more time to each side because it just feels so good. So crisscross over. Nice stretch. Shoulder to the back, to the inner thigh. Let's come up out of that and we'll take it to the other side. So switch and press and breathe. Oh, excellent job. And then come on up. Now we're going to take this just a little bit deeper. So some of you do not lower your head. Why would you not lower your head? If you have high blood pressure or eye issues such as glaucoma, I want you to stay up. So your twist will be here, keeping the sit bone rooted. You'll stay way up here, or forearms. If you are able to lower your head, that's not an issue. Hands come to your shin or even to the floor. It's just a big, deep stretch. So give your spine a different type of stretch. Head and neck stay up. You can have your hands on your thigh or hands on the floor. You can round here. Just honor your own unique range of motion, your own capabilities, respect your own back, right? Now, if you're up here at the thighs, I want you to walk over to the other thigh. If you're down on the floor, you can walk to the other floor. Other foot, good, on the floor. And press your hip forward here, right? Either one is fine, which suits you, but it just allows us to get deep in that back muscle we worked so hard. Also, when we sit a lot, this QL, quadratus lumborum, gets very tight. And it's a hard place. It's a nook and cranny kind of place, hard to get to. Good, now come back on up. Excellent work, sit back through center. Now with the legs coming in just one or two little clicks, we're gonna lean forward. Hip hinge forward like a big plank. And then arms back, so we've got airplane wings, low belly in and up. Just look at the floor, roll shoulders back and down. Take your fingertips to the space behind you. So what we're gonna do is strengthen all the muscles of the spine here Find good length in your spine. Airplane pose. Strong spine. One more breath. Engaging the whole erector spinatus. Super job. Use your tummy. Come up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Heel toe. Now, we want to make sure we release any tension that may have caused. So knee into your chest, maybe rounding the chin and tucking knee to nose. If you can't touch your knee to nose, don't worry. I just want you to tuck your chin so you get that back of the neck stretch all the way down to the tail. This is a lot of mobility for our spine. I recommend every day. Okay, we're gonna get ready to come up to stand. So before we do, have some water, and I'm gonna show you a way to get up to stand that is really supportive for you. So let's take hands out in front of us. Feet like we're gonna do a blast off. Hands like we're doing chair pose. We're gonna lean out forward. Make sure ankles are underneath knees and feet are parallel. Press into your whole foot, lean forward, and then just come up to stand. See, that was easy. So we're gonna come all the way up and stand by our chairs. I'll plug in my computer so I don't lose my battery. Good. All right, so come by your chair, please. Okay, so coming to standing, I don't like that position. Yeah, come to stand, that's better. Now, our chest expansion again, so we're gonna interlace our hands. Make sure you're not taking your sit bones back. Find your neutral pelvis. Open up, so knuckles down, knit your ribs in. You do not want to back bend here. Again, that just puts a whole lot of pressure on your spine. I missed the beginning. Hang on just a second. Is it oh, yes, this is being recorded. So open your arms. Good job. Tail down, knuckles down. Breathe in. Exhale back out. One more breath in. Shoulders pull down and out. Good. So keep that tall spine. We're going to take it into down dog. So chairs out in front with this length. Fingertips are on the back of the chair, and we walk back. You can bend your knees. You want to have your heart melting down toward the floor, and then just visualize nice space all along the spine. Oh, maybe just a gentle wag of the tail, then one knee and then the other. You can always come on the forearms here if you don't like extending through your arms like that, if it's painful. Just try to get nice length in the spine, visualizing length in the spine. Now, hold on and just feel like you're grasping on for dear life with the fingertips. Someone's pulling you back by your hips. Crown of the head's lengthening toward the chair. And then look at your hands. And we're going to walk ourselves back to mountain and shoulder roll. Up, back, and around. Excellent job. Okay. Now, this series we did with our feet stepping out, remember that? We're going to do it standing in a very basic V step. Remember, we have the tool for balance, our chair or a wall. If you need it, have it handy. We're going to step out wide and come back narrow. Imagine you have a V drawn on the floor. We can just place our hands on our hips. We're going to start with our right leg. Just like when we were seated, we're going to step out wide, right, left, but we're going to come back in, right, left. So there's your V. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow, holding on, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Let's try it. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Right leads out, out, in, out, out, in. Now this time, out, out, and stay. Heels and toes out, chairs here if you need it. Arms up and overhead again. This time we're going to take a little squat and hold those arms down. And then inhale up. These are called moonflowers. Exhale. Inhale, strengthening our low backs, our quadricep muscles, shoulder stretching. Excellent. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Now hands to the hips. Take your feet where they're parallel to each other. Take them in a little closer, but keep them wide. We're going to lead with the left foot and go back narrow. Go back. You're at the top of the V. We want to go step back to your feet are here at the open part. We want to step back to the narrow part with the left foot. So it's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, out, out, in, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Same basic V, just leading left, right, left, right. Have you got it? Learning new patterns builds new brain cells. And this is our balance challenge too. One more time. Left, right, and stay. Heels in, toes out this time. Arms up. Here we go. Take your squat and then shoot the arms back up. Good. Pull them in. There's those pole legs again. And then float the arms up. Pull down. Shoot back up. And again, moonflowers. Nice. So when we come here, make sure you're not floating your knees up. Press to the outside edges of your feet. Yeah, one more. Inhale up. And then pull it down. Come up to stand. Parallel your feet. Come just a little bit more narrow. We're going to start this and put our hands with it. So let's step back right. Right, left. Right, left. Right, left. Out, out, in, wide, narrow. Wide part of the V, narrow. Right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left. Good job. Stay up here. Super work. Arms up. We're going to take 3. Make sure your knees track, second and third toe. One more. Super job. Now we're going to step back with left and add the arms. So step back first. Step back. Now left, right, left, right. Wide, narrow. Left, right, wide part of the V. Left, right, narrow. Wide, narrow. Left, right. Excellent job. Fancy footwork, everybody. Super brain work. This helps us prevent dementia and Alzheimer's. Excellent work. Now, come back. We are going to do the alternating. So it's that right, left tap that we did before. So here we go. Yes, we can. Hands to the hips. We'll start with our right leg. Out, out, in, tap. Left, right, left, tap. Right, left, right, tap. Left, right, left, tap. Right, left, right, tap. Have you got it? And tap, go wide. Step back, tap. Alternate. Good. Lead right, lead left. Excellent job. Right, left, tap. Left, right, left, tap. Right, left, tap. Left, right, left, top. Super job. March it out. Again, so much brain work. Well done, everybody. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, arms to cactus. Now remember this when we did it earlier. We're going to take the left hand down, right arm's going to come up and over. We did it in the chair. Now standing is a bigger stretch. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus arms. Right arm down, left arm over, lateral stretching. Both arms up. And take the hands back and down and shoulder roll. Beautiful work. Now, when we take these shoulder rolls, we're going to add on and include the elbow now. But let's not be so stiff in our body. I've kind of taken a wider step so I can take the hip back too, so the hip isn't just stagnant. Roll the hip with the shoulder. Maybe bend your knees. Use your torso. Everything moving and grooving, right? And then even into a bigger backstroke if you've got that range of motion. You might need to put your hand on your shoulder. It might feel better. But just open it all up. Get all that connective tissue moving and stretching. Good job. Open all that up. Oh, now reverse that front stroke, front stroke. Remember that dance in the 60s where they did the like this, right? So just take that forward stroke. Ooh, and move through your hips and your arms. Everything moving. Everything moving. All right. Inhale, arms up and overhead again. Big stretch. And then exhale, float them back down. Let's come to the chair. Do one more downward facing dog. Because we're going to add on something new this time we have not done before. So when we stand tall on the mountain, we feel the floor, we get tall in our spines, and then we keep that tall spine and we'll walk it back. We're just going to hip hinge at our waist. Now we're holding on to the back of the chair. You could skip this if it's not for you. But see, can you take your left hand even to your hip or your thigh and take a little twist? So peek under your right armpit and just pull your left ribs toward your right thigh. So you're kind of lifting the right ribs up a little bit. Ooh, breathe and stretch and peek. Nice, now left hand comes back and the right hand is just going to go wherever you can reach on the left side of your body and twist and peek under the left armpit and pull back. That's a nice rotation of the spine. And then hands coming back to the chair again, and we're going to walk ourselves all the way back up. Mountain pose again, shoulder roll. We're going to take this mambo step now, a little bit different than the V step. It's another little patterning for brain and balance. So what we're going to do is step right foot forward, then left. I'm going to turn sideways so you can really see. Right foot, left foot. Good, so right foot, mambo. You know the mambo step? Anybody do dancing? So when you just shift weight from one foot to the other, you start to create neural pathways, muscle memory for balance. So maybe you lose your balance and you learn how to right yourself and bring yourself back into balance. Not too dissimilar from the Tai Chi that we do sometimes. So those of you who do Qigong and Tai Chi classes, I know you're really good at this. You're very familiar with this. So step into the right foot, the back foot gets light. So back and front, forward and back. Good, now let's pause that and see if we can take it to the other leg. Somebody's chatting at me. So just try that with the left foot first. Okay, left foot first. So left foot. So it's almost like you can't decide whether you want to go forward or back. So step on your left foot and then the right foot. So it kind of has this 1, 2, 3, 4 count to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we want to balance, we're coming out of balance, right ourselves. Good, feel that weight, go forward and back and just get real comfortable with it. This is a good one to practice. Excellent work. Now, let's go back to the right. And we're going to use our hips a little this time. We're going to go forward and back. So forward and back. Yeah, a little different. Use your hips, let them sway. Use your arms. So this is a lot of things for the brain to do. We've got different movements, right side and left side of the body. Means right and left side of the brain works. Good, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's pause and go left foot forward, left foot forward. Can you get a little movement of the hips in there? Just make it a little dancey. Forward and back. Can't decide which way I'm going. Get light in the foot that lifts up. This one, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Just take the arms up and overhead. Inhale. Good. Exhale that back down. And a shoulder roll. Now we're going to take this mambo laterally off to the side. So it's the same concept, but instead of stepping forward and back, off to the side and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then maybe a little hips. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you move your hips like this, you get some mobility in there. You get synovial fluid because motion is lotion, right? And then if we can add arms, we get a little brain work. This is practicing our balance and our agility, our coordination with our feet, picking up our feet so we don't shuffle and fall. Good, pause. Left foot out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you feel comfortable, hips start going. If you can, that little lift of the hips strengthens them for better balance and gives you mobility and lubrication. Good. A little brain work, a little more motion with those hands. Good. 3 and 4. Excellent work. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands back down. And roll those shoulders all the way up, back and around. A little different kind of balance work for us. We'll have our chairs handy again. It's our balancing tool. You may or may not need it. If you can get away without using it, please do. But if you've got to tap it, it's here. We're going to do some work to strengthen calves and ankles. Hips, knees, calves, and ankles all are very beneficial for balance. So we want all those areas nice and strong. So we'll find our mountain position. Inhale, arms up. Reach tall. We're going to exhale into our cactus position. Nice. Now we're going to take the left arm down, right arm up. One more time. That big stretch over. Good. Inhale up again. Exhale back to cactus. And then lean. Left arm over. Good. Now we're going to add on. Arms overhead. When arms come overhead, we're going to see, can we come up to the balls of our feet? Good. Lower the heels, come to cactus. Now, left arm down, right arm up. Inhale through center. If you need to, step behind your chair and use it. Come to balls of the feet. Lower the heels, come to cactus. Left arm up, right arm down. Good. Come on up. See, can you lift heels up? Good. Exhale, cactus. Left arm down, right arm up. Inhale, both arms up. Again, lift up. Strengthen calves and ankles. Lower, come to cactus. And then that lean. Super work. All the way up. Exhale. Let's go one more time to that side. Right mambo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right into it. So we want to just our brain to kick it right up. Yes, we practice here, so we're in daily life. We can have some fancy footwork and avoid falling. It's not a new concept for the body. We practice it. Pause. Take it to the other side. Right, left, or sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, right. There you go. Left, right. Good. Back through center. We're going to take a little stretch now for the top of the foot. So come to the back of the chair. That mambo recruited a lot of muscular strength in our legs. So I want us to get us a nice stretch. Good. So we're going to take the right foot behind. Oh, we're on the toenail beds, and that can be kind of tender. And we feel this because we don't stretch this area often. But it's used all throughout the day. So put as much weight as you can. Oh, this is getting a little soft in that left knee. You can bend. This is getting up into the plantar fascia. I know you feel it on the top of the foot, but it's actually getting into those muscles right up under the dense tissue that makes your arch. Breathe. Now, we're going to reach the right arm up and get into all the fascia along the front side of the body. Opening up that front chain. Oh, breathe here. Ooh, one more breath. And release. And let's just circle out the ankle. Good. Go around the other way. Nicely done. We're going to take it off to the other side. So go ahead and take the top of the foot. Left foot onto the floor, stand tall. Ooh, can you get even down to the pinky toe? I think the big toe is the most tender. But if you can apply a little pressure, that's going to help release your plantar fascia. And then we have this option of taking the left arm up and getting all the way up the front side of the body. Just use your chair and breathe. Ooh, I know that's tender, isn't it? Hang with it. A couple more cycles of breath. Nice. Woo, relax that. Circle out your ankle, let it flesh out. Good, let's go the other way. Excellent work. Shoulder rolls. All right, hands on the chair. We're just going to take our calf back. So big toe, heel, and then the calf. Nice. Press your heel down from the floor. Bend the front knee. Breathe. You can bend your elbows. But keep your right leg really straight and the heel pressing. Nice. We want to get from the ball of the foot all the way to the Achilles tendon. Stretch. It's the opposite of the top of the foot, right? Let's come on up. Take the big toe, the ball of the foot, and press back. Nice job. Lengthen the spine. Good work. And then if you want to get into the toes, just lift the ball of the foot off and then get to the toes here. Opposite of what we just did. Nice. All right, let's come back to the chair. Have a seat. Good work with all that balancing work. That was a lot of moving around. A lot of fancy footwork. Now, our fingers. So let's come back to seated mountain pose. Grab some water. Close your eyes. When you close your eyes, feel the energy in your body. Just notice your heart beating. Do you sense your pulse? Almost feels like the river of energy flowing through our entire bodies. It's an opportunity just to pause here and experience the sensations of the body in this moment of rest after moving around kind of vigorously. Good. So let's do some arthritis work for the hands. Over time, if we do things like work with a computer where our hand and our elbow are stuck in a certain position for hours at a time, you're going to feel that pain. So we want to make sure that we're moving through fingers, wrists, and elbows. We're going to do a lot with the hands and fingers. So what I'd like for you to do is touch, look at your hand. When you look at your hand, you have these little segments on your hand. You see that right here, here, and here. So we think about having 3 little segments where the knuckles are. So 1, 2, and 3. I want you to take your thumb like it's going up the rung of the ladder. So your thumb on the index finger, go to that lower segment, the middle segment, and then the top. And then take your thumb to the middle finger, the lower rung, the middle rung, the upper rung, and then go to ring, lower, middle, upper, and then over to pinky. Lower, middle, and upper. And we'll take it to the other hand. So thumb to the index finger. 1, 2, 3, and then middle, lower, middle, upper rung, all the way to ring finger, lower, middle, fingertip, and then lower, middle, fingertip. See if we can do them both at the same time. So thumbs come to the index finger, kind of hard because you can't look, but middle, up to the top, and then go lower, middle, up. That can be challenging on that thumb, right? Middle, and to the top. Good. Lower, middle, and top. Now just place your thumb on each of the fingers. So go thumb to pinky, ring, middle, and index. Go down the line. Good. Let's go. Both hands. And the more you touch, get a little more, you don't have to force it, but just get a little more pinching going on in there. So you're using the muscles of your hands. Good one for arthritis. Good. Press, press, press. Excellent job. Okay, wiggle that all the way up. Now this one, it's a little different. I'm gonna come closer. What I want you to do is try to touch your index finger to your middle finger, index finger to your ring, and then to the pinky. That's challenging. And then to your thumb. So to your middle finger, to your ring finger, to your pinky. I cannot hardly touch that. Good, and then the thumb. Let's do it to the other one. Index to middle, ring, pinky. That one I almost can get. And then thumb. Do it again. Index. Yeah, to each finger. Now see, can you touch your middle finger to your index, to your thumb, to the ring, and to the pinky without the other hands coming in? So middle finger to your index, to your thumb, to your ring, and to the pinky. And then your ring finger, touch it to your middle, to your index, to your thumb, and over to the pinky. Not so hard, right? Ring finger to the middle, to the index, to the thumb, and then pinky to thumb, pinky to ring, pinky to middle, and pinky to index. That's a hard one, isn't it? Open and close, good job. Now what I want you to do is just take your thumb, pull your index finger, just bend it down and squeeze. Try to keep the other fingers up. That's hard. I feel that. And then middle, squeeze, and then squeeze each finger down and let there be a little pressure with your thumb. So index, middle, ring, good, and pinky. Now just squeeze each finger, just squeeze each one. Good, get a little squeeze there. Nice job. Now what I want you to do is pull and give it a little wiggle. Pull and wiggle, pull and wiggle, pull and wiggle. Good job, each one pull and wiggle. You got it. Oh, nice, now take the whole hand out. We're just gonna pull all those fingers down, carpal tunnel. And then the other side. Now right hand, can you just do pinky, ring, middle, index, and then thumb comes toward your arm. Good. Other hand, pinky, straight down toward the floor. Ring, all that stretching. So good for the hand. And then the thumb comes to the side. Excellent job. And then just massage your hand. That was a lot of work, wasn't it? Again, a little bit of brain work. Massage both hands. Just get into the wrist joint, the arms, get it flowing and moving. Good. Now just place your hands on your lap there. Sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Notice how your body feels. There's probably some nice tingling sensation in your hands. Oh, can you feel the energy inside of you? All through the fingers, into the thumbs probably especially. Where does it feel nice and energetic? Any place you feel it tingling is probably where you needed it the most, I think. We're just going to end with a quote. Sorry, I don't know who it's by. I saw it on a t-shirt once. And I thought it was so great. It says, life's journey is not to arrive at the grave safely in a well-preserved body, but rather to skid in sideways, totally worn out, shouting out, holy moly, what a ride. Do you feel like you guys slid in sideways today? I hope if nothing else you had a good time. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you again Thursday. Namaste. Have a wonderful day and be safe and healthy, and I'll see you on Thursday. Thanks so much, guys.